Imagine I buy Rick's pizza down cruise ship berth, and this white woman come asking me about some food. So I saw it was poor child that she was talking about, never to know some food down in Clare Valley.
Bonjour.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon. And we are
Innovatori.
And today it's time for you to learn a little
Or everything.
about our mobile application.
Know our way.
What is Innovatori? What problems does it solve? How does it actually work?
Okay, imagine a tourist leaving cruise ship berth. Now, the majority of tourists take tour buses that are waiting right outside for them as soon as they depart their cruise. The average cruise ship arrives in St. Vincent at 10 a.m. and departs at 3 p.m. This gives tourists 5 hours to explore with tour buses. They might say,
Daddy tours,
Nancy tours,
or sailors' wilderness tours.
but
There are some disadvantages with this. Since there are a lot of persons on these tours, tourists may not be able to go to destinations they wish to visit. It is impossible to see both leeward and windward sides of St. Vincent in 5 hours. That is why tourists only visit one side and do not get to spend long at each destination.
can you believe our app can solve this?
but wait, there are more problems this app can solve.
I will tell you what they are.
And how we solve them?
All tourism rates.
It's low, isn't it?
Yes. Tourists who want to see our islands do not usually want to see the mainland, but our other 32 islands and keys. Sad, isn't it? Flights are taken from Barbados straight to the Grenadines, often not even knowing that there's a large island, mainland St. Vincent, with waterfalls, valleys, and mountains. Could you believe all Grenadines are more well known than us?
Okay, enough problems. Can we have something good?
Our mobile application, Know Our Way. An innovative, futuristic app that we hope would better the tourism sector of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. With simple user interface, it provides an opportunity for tourists to adapt to its functions easily, such as the interactive map that includes places of interest, such as tourist sites and hospitals, along with approximated costs and an estimated time to get to your selected destination from your current location. All of which would assist tourists in travel and learning about St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Their personal tour guide at a single tap on their phone or any Android or iOS compatible device.
The target market is tourists.
What is required for the use of this app?
Well, all they need is a BlackBerry, Windows, Android, or iOS compatible device.
They'll know if the taxi is safe or good according to the ratings and comments made by other tourists, which they can also use.
After they do download and install it, how would it actually work? Say they depart their cruise ship and they don't want to take a tour because they don't find it productive. Tourists do not usually backpack or explore St. Vincent because it is not very practical or safe. But Know Our Way would solve this.
So what happens next?
Well, with this app, the tourists can easily open it and have options for medical assistance, seeing the nearest police station to them and recommended taxis and their numbers, along with the taxi's location. They can do all of this offline, and through our app, they can easily call or contact the taxi.
When tourists see destinations on our app such as Darby Falls, they know they cannot get there and back in 5 hours, according to the estimated travel time provided on our app. This encourages them to come back to the mainland via this time and spend a longer time.
Because this app is encouraging tourists to backpack around St. Vincent, mostly in the central area, the app, Know Our Way, also has a timer or alarm feature, which according to your setting, would notify you when it's 1 hour before your cruise leaves, and would encourage you not to go too far when you open the app.
Is the government going to benefit from this in any way?
The government would definitely benefit financially in many ways. By encouraging tourists to backpack, the more stores they would find and stop by when walking in a tour bus. The more money the stores make, the more taxes the government collects, and subsequently, the more economic growth. And also, tourists will return to see more areas they did not have the opportunity to explore.
Is this a new idea?
Yes, there has never been anything implemented in St. Vincent that would give tourists options and an opportunity to make an informed decision on whether to return to St. Vincent.
Pros and cons.
The first con.
We cannot guarantee taxi drivers would answer because it would be an in-app call due to tourists not having phone service.
But pro.
You have a wide variety of taxi drivers and a service to choose from and contact.
Second con.
Reviews and comments could not be used offline.
But pro.
The majority of the app is offline, so you can easily move around St. Vincent and the Grenadines using our app, not requiring any service. Also, another con is that if the app is available on the cruise, why would tourists come off and see St. Vincent if you could already see everything on the app?
We gathered our information from a visit to the Ministry of Tourism, where we met with Sean Sutherland, the Research and Information Manager. He gave us information on what tourists usually do, take to buses. We visited discoversvg.com, where we found only 10 phone numbers for taxis, only 2 of which answered.
Why can't we as Vincentians ask the tourists if they're finding their way and hear them sit and reply, "We know our way. Know our way, know it now."
Okay, for clarification purposes, you mentioned that you can call the taxi drivers through the app, right? Would the tourists be able to backpack around St. Vincent by themselves without having to go with a taxi?
Because this is an interactive map, it would have areas where you can walk. It would give you a map of St. Vincent and of Kingston, so you could walk on certain areas by yourself. But if you find yourself in trouble and you need a taxi, you can open our app and it would also have the taxi numbers, and you can call them as an in-app call in the app because they wouldn't have phone service.
Okay. Would you be collaborating with another ministry in order to get this information for your map or for your GPS?
We went to the Ministry of Tourism and we got brochures, and some of the brochures having most of the information that you would need to implement the idea with the app, with the map.
Okay.
Good afternoon, ladies. I'm very interested with the in-app call. Of course, they'll be using the call feature inside the application. Now, would this require the tourist and the taxi driver to both have internet connection?
We use the in-app call because they won't have phone service, but to have the call, yes, you would need internet connection, and the taxi driver would also have to have the app and have it on and have internet connection.
So then, would there be some sort of infrastructure put in place where, for sure these tourists can get internet connection? Because the taxi drivers are okay. I mean, they have Lime or Digicel and they can get data, but what about the tourists?
The cruise ship provides internet, and that's, if they're backpacking, they might also find other internet connections. But if there's no internet, we might partner with another phone service so that they can get phone service and call the taxi outside of the app instead of it always being an in-app call.
And my last question, it is a great idea, so I must tell you guys this first of all. How will tourists know that this app exists before reaching St. Vincent?
We hope to advertise at cruise ship boats and on cruises, and also have a QR code that they can scan to download the app easily. But we also don't want to have the app available on the cruise, because if it's available on the cruise, you can see everything on the cruise and you won't have to come off, because you can see the other cities on the app.
All right, thank you.
Most of the tourists that I see come off the cruise ships are old people, wheelchairs. So, are we going to encourage them to backpack also?
Well, although
In other words, what have you thought about this? What do you consider?
Well, the application actually gives you options so that you don't have to backpack. There's taxis phone numbers, so you can take the taxis, and also you can take the tour buses. So this application opens up options, but it doesn't say you have to backpack. So if you're old and you cannot walk around and stuff, and you cannot walk around, then you could call a taxi. They usually have young people.
But normally outside the cruise ship terminal there are endless amount of taxis, right? Why would you need to call them? You could just come outside.
Because when you depart the cruise ship, when you depart the cruise, and at cruise ship boat there's taxis and tours and stuff.
Okay.
But we're encouraging them to backpack, so when they go further, like say they walk further and they're just exploring, and they reach further and they can't find a taxi, the app is convenient and would include taxis for them.
Before the bubble from the distance, is the app free? Is it free?
The app is free.
Alright, thank you very much.
Thank you.